Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Today myself and Sophie are ranking the EFL Championship managers for the upcoming season. Now, quick disclaimer, this is difficult because there's lots of managers that don't have a lot of Championship experience, and right now there could still be some changes, so it's always difficult to do this. There's always managers going out the door during the summer, and then even after the first game of the season you could sometimes have a manager sacked, like Ryan Lowe last season. Guys, be sure to do your own rankings down in the comments, and yes, I am aware of the fact that some things could change within the next couple of days. Be sure to drop a like. Sophie, set us a like target.
2,000 likes in this one.
Let's do it. Make sure to subscribe as well. This is just our list. I know it's subjective, so be sure to share your own lists in the comments. And Sophie, let's get into this. So then, these are the teams at the bottom here, Sophie. And look, you've got the bottom 6, 13th to 18th, 7th to 12th. And the top 6. This is really tough because there's actually not as many good Championship managers as I thought, and not a lot of experience. We've already lost the likes of Chris Wilder, who would have been right up there. Obviously, Farker and Parker have been promoted. Michael Carrick has gone, he would have been quite high. Anyway, let's start, Sophie, with Ipswich Town. This is the obvious one.
Yeah, I think top 6.
Well, it's top 1, isn't it? Surely. I mean, I think McKenna is easily the best here right now because
I'm trying to see who else.
There's literally
maybe higher.
There's about two. I think there's maybe two managers in the league right now that have won a promotion from the Championship before. And bear in mind, McKenna's done more than that. He's taken them up from League One.
Yeah.
Yes, they went back down last season, but let's not kid ourselves. It's hard, isn't it, the Premier League?
Hard, yeah.
So I think it's really important Ipswich hold on to McKenna, and right now they have. I think he's got to go top 1.
Yeah, do you know what? I've had a little look at the list, and I'd probably agree with you, to be honest. He is a top manager, and I think he's going to have them in the automatics again.
Right, next up, Sophie, Oxford United. We've got Gary Rowett, I think 7 to 12.
Yeah, I like Gary Rowett, to be honest. Obviously, when it had first happened, Des Buckingham got sacked from Oxford, we were like, I don't know, that seems really harsh. And then when Gary Rowett came in, it was like, oh, okay, no, they're doing all right. Maybe that was the right appointment. And was it Millwall that he was out before? So
he's done Millwall, he's done Derby, he's done Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of Championship experience and pretty solid Championship manager, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he had a spell at Stoke as well, didn't he, Gary Rowett? So yeah, lots of experience, like a safe pair of hands. Right, Sophie, this is an interesting one. Let's talk about Sheffield United and Ruben Selles.
Yeah.
I think 13th to 18th at the minute.
Yeah, I thought you were going to put him in the top 6, to be honest. I don't know why.
The thing is, look, by the end of the season, he might have got Sheffield United promoted and we all think he's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's terrible. I think what he did at Reading was really impressive.
Yeah.
The way he kept Hull City up was good, and he was unfairly sacked.
True.
But my honest opinion right now, I don't see Selles as an upgrade on Wilder.
No.
But I'm not sitting here saying that they can't go up. They certainly can. As a Coventry fan, from an outside perspective, I personally felt like Chris Wilder was the guy.
Yeah, like for Sheffield United, he's just Sheffield United through and through, isn't he? But I can see why after last season, when they thought, do you know what, we should have really got promoted. They did bottle the final against Sunderland, and to be honest, I think he was partly to blame with some of his substitutions. I didn't really understand them. That was throughout the season as well, so I mean, I don't think that warranted him getting sacked. I think he's a very, very good manager, and I did think it's very harsh to get rid of him, especially when the replacement was Selles. But it seems like the club want to go down a different direction now to getting promotion, and we'll see if it pays off. Again, it's another gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, we are not reactionary. We are not saying, oh, this is terrible. We just think right now that he hasn't got as much experience on his CV as Chris Wilder. Yeah. But he might get them promoted. I think they've got a real chance. And give him a chance, by the way. This is not us saying we don't like him. We do. But based on experience, I'm going to put him there, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, Sophie, let's talk about Leicester City and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Now, bear in mind, Leicester might change. Between now,
they are changing. They just can't afford to right now. They'll get done by PSR. They can't sack 2 managers that close together.
But the thing is, he is still the manager.
He is the manager for now. So right now,
he's got it down here, isn't he? Let's be honest.
No, I was thinking bottom 6, which is really harsh because he did a good job at PSV, but in the Prem, Absolutely shocking.
Well,
And
he had a good little spell with Man United, didn't he?
yeah, he did, to be fair, when he came in. I think the players were playing for him. Obviously, the players at Leicester were not. This is based in the Championship. We've not actually seen him manage in the Championship, and I don't think we're going to get the chance to either, to be honest.
Do you know what, though? I'd quite like it, just to show that he's not afraid of getting his hands dirty and like getting stuck in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't think it's down to him. I don't think he's planning on leaving. I think they just want rid.
But does he really want to stay? I don't know. Is that the case?
I don't know. I thought it was more the club want him out just because of how bad it was in the Prem.
Maybe. I thought it was more a mutual thing that they're both just going to part ways.
I might be wrong.
Anyway, they've currently got Van Nistelrooy, and that's where we're going to put them. But Leicester fans, do share your thoughts on who you want the new manager to be when that comes about. Right, Sophie, let's talk about Norwich, who have got Liam Manning.
I like him.
Top 12?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's obviously done a very, very good job last season with Bristol City, and he's moved to Norwich, which you think, okay, how are they going to do now? But ultimately, I do think he's a good manager. Yeah,
I like him. He had a spell at Oxford, and then, of course, Bristol City got them into the playoffs. And bear in mind, Bristol City haven't been in the playoffs for a long time. No. So, yeah, I think he could do well with Norwich because they're probably going to back him. They brought in Harry Darling, by the way. That's a good signing.
That is a good signing, to be fair. I like him.
Sophie, I'll tell you who I like. Where is he? I can't find him. John Eustace.
Oh, yeah. What, top 6 or 7 to 12?
Ooh. Should we put him 6th for now?
Yeah.
But he might get relegated. But I think for now, when you compare the rest of the managers here,
he's got experience.
I mean, it's all good as well. Birmingham, why did they sack him? I mean, for Rooney.
Yeah.
And then Blackburn, he did incredible. And he walked away, which some Blackburn fans might have sore feelings about, but he then kept Derby up as well. Yeah. So he's a very good manager.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, Birmingham were terribly run. Obviously, and then they got rid of him.
He's a firefighter, though, isn't he?
Yeah. So they were terribly run, and he was doing a very good job there. Blackburn Rovers, another terribly run club, and he was doing a good job there. Wouldn't say Derby are terribly run, but not brilliantly run.
Well, yeah, I mean, he certainly jumped into the fire of a relegation battle last season, didn't he? Yeah. And I like that about him. He's there saving lives. But I tell you what, Sophie, Derby have just signed Carlton Morris. They could be a real force next season. I
mean, they could be. Some of the players that they're linked with, you think, okay, they're planning on pushing up the table, definitely.
Right, Sophie. Wrexham, Phil Parkinson, absolute hero in Wrexham and good manager in general in the EFL. I remember him at Bradford City. They got to the Carabao Cup final. That was incredible from League Two. I think it was called the League Cup final then. And also incredible FA Cup run. You know, as a Bradford manager, by the way, they beat Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa, so many of the big teams, by the way. And then Wrexham, obviously, yes, they've been backed with money, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's easy to be promoted when you spend money. But still, he's had to go out there and deliver. His signings have been good. They've been direct when they need to be, but it gets results. And they've had good FA Cup runs as well. I think, although he's not had a lot of experience in the Championship, I think...
As a manager?
As a club legend, I think top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah. Oh. I'm going to have him in front of Derby.
Oh, no, I know like what he's done at Wrexham, but I mean, we don't know how he's going to do at the Championship. The journey in general, like that's all we can really rate him on, because he's not managing the Championship yet. You think, okay, I don't know what their aim is this season, to be honest, whether it's just survival or top half finish. Probably because of their ambition, top half finish. And if he can achieve that, top 6 manager.
Yeah, I think, the thing is as well, Sophie, let's do Birmingham City.
Yeah.
Now, Chris Davies, once again, no Championship experience, but when you go and get 111 points, how can you not be in the top 6 of this video when there's a lot of managers that just haven't even managed in England?
Yeah.
I mean, look,
another team that spent big. They did invest a lot in League One. Like, they broke the maximum transfer on one player, Jay Stansfield, but ultimately 111 points in League One. They were literally winning like every single game that it was boring. And I think you just got to rate him highly on what he's done with Birmingham so far, and I think another team that are in for a good season is them.
I think for now, we could even sneak John Mousinho near the top 6.
Yeah.
His job at Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we're going to go there for now, He might move in a bit, but let's just put respect on his name.
Young as well.
Been there a couple of years and obviously took them up. They won League One, best team in League One that season, and stayed up pretty comfortably last season. Bear in mind, they had a really tough start to the season. So, who needs Mourinho? We've got Mourinho.
Yeah, he's the Championship Mourinho. No, he's a young manager and he's very good. He's done a good job at Portsmouth and is doing a good job. And yeah, I mean, as you've mentioned, there's a few managers here that we can't really go on about them too much. So I think on the grounds of that, he's got to be up there, definitely.
Right, Sophie, let's go back down towards the lower end and let's address Will Still. Now, I think Will Still could take Southampton up next season, definitely. But has he managed in England? No, he's done a little bit in France and Belgium, and he's very young, so not a lot of experience. If this is based on potential, he's at the top, but we're looking at experience here, so I think he's got to be down here, I'm afraid, isn't he?
What, bottom 6?
Well, what's he?
I think that's a bit harsh.
But how can he be above any of the others?
Oh no, I just feel like that is harsh because I feel like he's going to come in and do a decent job, to be fair.
But that's not the context, is it?
No.
This is not predictions. This is based on what they've done so far.
Yeah, and what he's done, obviously, English football, we can't judge him on right now. But yeah, I mean, a lot of teams were looking at him thinking like, what he could be capable of. So he was doing a good job at the teams he was at, and that's all we can judge him on. Right,
Sophie, I'll let you take over for Preston North End, Paul Heckingbottom.
I think he's all right, to be fair. He's an all right Championship manager, isn't he?
Sophie, he's got a Championship promotion on his CV.
Exactly.
He took Sheffield United up. So, I mean, Preston got probably top half.
Yeah, I'd have him top half.
I mean, to be fair, last season
Sophie, wasn't great though.
He nearly took Preston down, but he kept them up, and they had a good little FA Cup run, didn't they?
They did, to be fair, but yeah, last season was very, very poor, so that's still fresh in my mind.
Swansea City, Alan Sheehan, not a lot of experience, let's be honest, but he did do a decent job last season, so...
Yeah, I mean, they went through a period where they were playing very, very good football, so, I don't know, 13 to 18?
I think that's fair, because, I mean, he's really not got a lot of experience.
Not yet, no.
Bear in mind, was it assistant manager and then he took over, or caretaker or something, and then, yeah, I mean, they did have a really good run, didn't they? Right, Sophie, let's talk about the ex-girlfriend, Mark Robins at Stoke City. I think he's got to go in the top 6.
Yeah, obviously.
There's so many managers in here that don't have the experience in the Football League that Mark Robins does. And do you know what? I'm going to go there.
Yeah, of course.
Because...
absolute legend for me.
League 2 to the Championship playoff final and the FA Cup semi-final with Coventry. Unbelievable. And I hate the slander he's getting now that, it was all because of Vivash. They were a team. It's not all because of Vivash. It's not all because of Robins. They were a team.
Yep.
Yes, granted, he might not be the same without him, but I still think incredible for Coventry. And he kept Stoke up last season, did a decent job. Not amazing, but decent.
Yeah, and we'll see what he does this season with Stoke, but basing him on what he did with Coventry, he's a top 6 Championship manager, isn't he?
Yeah,
he
well,
is.
Sophie, from the ex-girlfriend to the next girlfriend, Frank Lampard, look, a lot of people get really irate about the golden generation as managers. They seem to think, Gerrard and Rooney and Lampard, they're all terrible.
Yeah.
I think Lampard, I'm not just saying this, but I think he is the best.
He is, yeah.
I mean, if we're looking at Championship experience, he's had 2 seasons in the Championship and he's finished in the playoffs twice.
Yeah, top 6.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Mourinho's going to have to get relegated.
I'm going to go in front of Robins.
Oh,
it's tough. They're the joint third, all right?
Okay, I can deal with that.
But the thing is, Derby got them in the playoffs, beat Leeds in the semis. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Got Coventry into the playoffs, picked us up from 17th.
Yeah.
Okay, second season at Chelsea wasn't great. Second season at Everton wasn't great. But seasons, they were actually all right.
Yeah, and also we're talking about the Championship right now. Yeah, I mean, in the Premier League one, we were talking about Daniel Farker and Scott Parker, and if this was in the Championship, they'd be right up there. But based on the Premier League, they're right down there. So, judging Frank Lampard on what he's done in the Championship, top 6, surely.
This is really tough, though, Sophie, isn't it? Because there's not a lot of Championship experience with some of these managers. Let's talk about Watford. Paolo Pezzolano, he's got to go down here. Sorry, I mean, once again, he's Uruguayan. I quite like this approach from Watford. It's kind of unfamiliar territory, and it could be one of those which really works, like Reggie Labrie at Sunderland. But it could also go the other way, and based on no experience in the Football League right now in England, he's got to go down there.
Yeah, he has, just because we don't know much about him. But we'll see what he can do this season. He might then go a little bit higher, but yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble.
And if we were going to still have Tom Cleverley after last season, I think maybe top half. He did a good job.
He did, to be fair.
He's gone to Plymouth, so good luck to him there.
Yeah.
Right, Sophie, Alex Neil. Do you know, he could even sneak into the top 6. He's got a promotion, actually. He took Norwich up in, was it 2015?
Oh, I don't know when it was, but yeah, I remember.
So Alex Neil, has got a promotion on his CV. He's taken Norwich up. He took Sunderland up from League One. He's gone into Millwall, nearly got them into the playoffs last season. The ultimate question here, Sophie, is does he go above John Eustace or Chris Davies? I mean, that's a close one, isn't it?
Because, I mean, the fact that he's got a promotion on his record as well, and both of them don't, he's got to finish above. Oh, this is hard.
Eustace 7th.
Yeah, but that feels a bit harsh.
It does, but then again, has Eustace ever got a team into the top 6? You know, if you're looking at it that way, he's like a.
He was close to Blackburn, wasn't he? Before he left.
He's a manager that keeps clubs up, but it's difficult comparing that to one that's taken a club up. I don't know. Right, Sophie, this is so tough. Right, Hull City, Djukirovic. Once again, he's got to go down there.
Yeah, another.
I'm really sorry. Some people are going to think this is lazy, but we don't really know anything about him.
Yeah, and maybe it is lazy, but some clubs are hard to keep up with as well, to be honest, because you'll do your research on a manager and you'll be gone in a few days, so there's no real point.
Was he getting booed off at Turkey, like when he was managing a team over there?
I don't know, I don't really watch the Turkish leagues.
No, I don't. But yeah, I mean, once again, it could work. We know that the Hull City owner is bold and ambitious, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see.
And then I suppose West Brom, Ryan Mason have to go in the same category because he's only ever done interim at Tottenham. So we can maybe just have him above them based on the fact he's had a little go. But once again, none of these managers have had a real go in the Championship before. So
no, I mean, we said at the beginning of the video this is going to be very, very hard. And I mean, maybe there's some people that can make certain arguments, but we're doing it on experience at the moment, and these managers don't have a lot. So.
By the way, just quickly looking at these, I reckon West Brom could get top 6 next season. They've just signed Nat Phillips from Liverpool, by the way.
Yeah, 3 mil as well, so that's not a bad little deal.
So I do think that Ryan Mason could do well. I think Djukirovic could do well. They're a bit of a surprise team, Hull City.
They are a club that like to sign players. It often doesn't work out great, but they do sign some good players. I don't know why it doesn't work out, so maybe the manager could be the difference.
Right, Sophie, let's move on. Bristol City, Gerhard Struber. Now, he's only had one go in the Championship before. That was with Barnsley back in the day, and he kept them up. So for that, he's got to be at least above the top 6.
Oh, yeah.
But once
I think
again,
he could do a good job as well, to be honest. Well, I don't think it's a bad appointment.
No, they've got potential, haven't they, Bristol City? I think because of how he kept Barnsley up so dramatically that season, I'm even going to have him there. That's fair.
Yeah, fair.
Not a lot of experience, but did a good job. And I think Bristol City will be saying to him, let's push for the playoffs together.
100%. We got playoffs last season, let's go again.
Valérien Ismail, Sophie, he's a decent manager. He's had a couple goes in the Championship. Now, in particular, got Barnsley into the playoffs, didn't he? And then he had West Brom, didn't really work out. He had Watford, didn't really work out.
Another hard one.
And then he's obviously gone to Blackburn, and it didn't start well, but then they ended the last season with a good couple of results. So, I mean, it's such a mix, isn't it? Maybe in the middle?
Yeah, I think in the middle, because, I mean, he has got some Championship experience that's better.
Well, he got
some of the others
to get Barnsley into the playoffs. I mean, he's probably got to go there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was a few seasons ago, and after that he hasn't quite reached the same. But I mean, he's got a tough job on his hands at Blackburn, so we'll see what he can do this season. But he's a decent manager. Now,
this is a really tough one. There's one place in the top 12 left. There's one place in this category left, and we've got Nathan Jones. And Danny Roll.
Yeah.
Now, Danny Roll, we don't know if he's still going to be at Sheffield Wednesday. They are an absolute mess. And once again, sympathy for the Wednesday fans. It's
100%.
horrendous. They're not even paying anyone at the minute.
Well, yeah, but I'd read somewhere, like, if they don't pay them for another 2 weeks, I think some of the players can just walk away from their contracts. So
absolutely,
such a mess.
It's sickening. I love Danny Roll though for what he's done for Sheffield Wednesday. That season he kept them up dramatically, and then last season they had potential to do well, but he's just not backed enough.
No.
And that's why a lot of European clubs are sniffing around him because they like what they see, and if he had the right backing, he could be really successful. And then Charlton, Nathan Jones, promotions galore, and what a job he's done for Charlton. I think just based on promotions, I'm going to have Charlton there, and then Wednesday can go one place below them. There. Do you know what, that's solid.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good, to be fair.
So then, we have Queen's Park Rangers and Middlesbrough left. And a quick disclaimer, since we recorded this video, 1 hour afterwards, Middlesbrough announced that Rob Edwards is the new manager, and not long after, Queen's Park Rangers announced that Martí Cifuentes has officially left. So I am having to re-edit this bit. First of all, I am unfortunately going to have to put Queen's Park Rangers at the bottom of this list, just because at this moment in time they haven't got a manager, and they are looking at the moment at bringing in Julian Stefan, by the way, but also no experience in the English Football League, so he would have to go quite low now anyway. Good luck to him at QPR. It's a good club, and I really hope he can push them towards the playoffs next season. And finally, we have Rob Edwards at Middlesbrough now, and yes, obviously last season with Luton wasn't great, but still, given his experience at this level getting a promotion, and of course he took Forest Green Rovers up as well from League 2, I'm going to have him up here. And it seems crazy, doesn't it? But I genuinely think there isn't a lot of experience in the Championship in terms of managers coming into this season. So I am going to have Rob Edwards as number 2 right now because of that incredible promotion with Luton and that promotion with Forest Green. And they did have a valiant effort at trying to stay up in the Premier League. But as I say, last season, yeah, wasn't great. So it's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. I'm going to have to move everyone down one place as a result, so I'm sorry about this. But Middlesbrough decided to wait 1 hour until after we had recorded this video to make this announcement. Like I say, Middlesbrough, a good club with potential to push for the playoffs and promotion. Rob Edwards, a manager with a proven track record of getting a promotion from this level. And he has brought with him a couple of assistant managers, in particular, Adi Vivash. I like him. He was really good with Mark Robins at Coventry. So, yeah, I think they could be a force to be reckoned with. That's my list now. Do share your thoughts down below. Let's go back to the ending that myself and Sophie recorded.
Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments, guys. Do bear in mind that a lot of managers here haven't managed in the Championship before, so it's so difficult to do. Drop a like. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Keep it coming. Anyway, thank you, Sophie.
All right, thank you very much.
We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.